So what's going on, pros? This is Mike with another Dirty Promotions video. I'm going to be showing a video of a product that I'm going to be launching for the whole world to to buy and consume and all that kind of stuff. And it does have to be with a soak rope of one type or another. I think that several months ago, many months ago, there was a void left behind in distributorship about ropes and such. A lot of people, distributors, have been inboxing me to fulfill a lot of their needs and such like that. And of course, everybody is familiar with what a soak rope is for the windshield to go ahead and prevent water from going into the back of the dash and all that, and save face on burnt electronics and all that kind of stuff. Even at this day, I mean, I'm kind of surprised that a lot of people are still like, what happened? I didn't use a whole lot of water. I don't know what the product is and all that. So I guess at the same time, we can knock out a couple of birds with one stone. So I'm going to illustrate to you the what is in the market currently right now. A soak rope in the market is a braided material made of some, I believe, microfiber components and all that kind of stuff. And I say that because I can see what it is, right? I mean, I didn't build it, so I don't know what it is. I did buy a bunch of it, and I know by looking at it and examining it how it behaves, and I think everybody has done the same thing, right? So the material that I chose to use for my rope, which I'm going to be calling, and I call currently dirty ropes and such like that, is a very different material. And I want people to understand that there are so many different materials in the market that have absorbency, right? And so if you think that using one or the other doesn't make a difference, I guess this is the reason I'm making the video. Okay, so me, the way that I learn and try to innovate or better a product and such like that is keeping my ears to the forums for many years. And one of the things that I've seen is that people say that although they roped a windshield and this or that, shit happens, something happens. And I'm not a scientist, but I would be willing to bet that either a lot of water was used that exceeds the amount of water that can be absorbed by the actual rope that was installed, or that the rope did not absorb the water properly or in a good rate of fashion and such like that. So in me trying to choose the material and stuff like that, I did obviously, like anybody else, maybe not, I don't know. I do have to order a bunch of different stuff. I have to test a bunch of different stuff over the many uses and stuff, and then I make a determination of what's going on, what's better, what's not, how is this working, how is it not working and such. So to keep this video very short, two things that I'm going to go ahead and tell you why the product that I chose is going to be a much better product than what is currently in the market. And one of the things that I saw that was very interesting, the rate of absorption of the material of the current rope that has been offered for years in the market is a little bit slower. What does that mean? I'm going to show it to you right here in front of the tube. I'm going to be using this deal right here. I've arbitrarily just checked this off because that's the amount of water that I'm going to be using. So when I put the current rope in here, you're going to see the rate of absorption, how fast it absorbs or not. Why is that important? Not to blow smoke up nobody's ass or nothing. The reason that is important, and me being a little bit of trying to see what's going on like in a scientific way, is that if you applied a rope and then you tinted a windshield, and then this water went in there and perhaps somehow slid behind and it wasn't absorbed by this rope, maybe the absorption is a little bit slow, meaning like, you do your thing, water goes in. If it's not captured well in an appropriate time, some of it will slide off into the back and cause some problems that you guys are indicating. So that's my two scenarios. Either you use way too much water that the absorption, can't hold it no more, goes down, or that the absorption is too slow of the current product, and then so therefore water goes in and it doesn't hold it and finds a little area, a weakness or whatever, where you probably didn't install it right, and boom, it goes. So right here, this is what it is. Let me go ahead and show you, put water in here, just regular tap water. The two ropes that I'm going to be using, one currently the one that we use in the market forever and ever, and then the other one is going to be what I'm going to be offering, okay? So let's go ahead and get this started. Put water in here. regular tap water. And just to, well, shit. It really went to the mark, off by about yay much. There it is. So I want you to see what everybody can see, right? And the reason I put my camera elevated, I want you to watch the sink. I want you to watch this because a lot of things are going to be going on. You know, so that you understand that dirty never does trickery or bullshit. I've never been known for any bullshit. So, you know, it's really important for me that I keep it that way. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead. Oh, before I even continue, both of the ropes, they were new. And I understand that some are laced with chemicals, is that. So I washed both of them twice with pure water, just so whatever chemicals or whatever was in there, that doesn't hinder their absorption or whatever. So we're pretty much starting off, you know, at the same, you know, they're both been washed out. All the materials, coloration, that bullshit has been pretty much expunged for the materials. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get this shit on the road. Okay, so this is a brand new soak rope. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get it close to the camera. And so we're gonna do this right here. And there you go. There. I mean, a lot of the posts that people have been posting for a long time, they look good on Instagram, like I've always fucking said. They look good on Facebook. I'm not interested in fancy shit or people trying to do something that will steer people into, oh, whoa, that's so fucking great. I am more of a, if it's gonna work, I need it to be functional and with no BS and no problems, because maybe that's what's going on with a lot of the vehicles that somehow they're not working, or this is not working the way that people think it's gonna work. So there it is. It doesn't want to absorb the water too quickly, but I'm gonna have to force it in there. When I force it in there, I want you to watch bubbles rise to the surface. What that means is that the rate of absorption is going to be different, I guess, for every material. And so here it is. There it is. You see all the bubble. Oh, here it is. You see all these bubbles? Okay, so what I'm going to be doing for this test is I'm going to go ahead and do this until all the bubbles are gone, meaning that the rope here has absorbed all the water that it can. And so while we're doing this, as you can see, is rising to the top, meaning that somehow it's not porous enough or something, you know, about it. And that's what I mean about the absorption ratio. I mean, anybody can get one of these fuckers, put them in water, do all these things, and then later on, you know, just go ahead and squeeze water out and it looks fucking badass on the video. But that's not the way you tint. The way you tint is you put them up, you do your windshield, and you don't want to wait this long, or you don't want to press the rope until it absorbs all the water. You really want it to do it on its own, right? So we're still here, and I'm doing that, and I'm squeezing the fuck out of it. And you see all the bubbles and whatever. And this is just regular tap water, okay? It's been washed twice, so I'm gonna keep on doing it. I'm gonna raise it to the top. I'm not dropping any water or nothing. So, okay. The reason I'm doing it to the top is that I want the bottom material or whatever hasn't absorbed to really absorb it. So there it is. We're still getting bubbles, and I'm squeezing all the way down to get as much as possible, rising it to the top, doing it all the way down, okay? Okay. So let me do it again and again and again. Okay. So we're still getting bubbles, a bunch of them, okay? I'm still trying to do this deal right here, all the way to the bottom. And I know this is gonna be a long video, but I really want you to see everything. No editing, no BS. So there it is, and look, there's still a bunch of bubbles, right? Almost done. We're good. Okay. I might have dropped like 3 drops of water, but it's okay. Okay, so I think that according to the amount of bubbles, I think it's pretty much, we're pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this out of here, and this is the arbitrary point of water that was in there. So we pull it all out, and I'm just gonna put this in the sink after I pull it out, right? Okay, I'm just gonna put it in the sink, and here you can see the amount of water left behind. So what I'm going to do is I don't want to invert the phone because shit, let me see, I don't want to drop it. Okay, here it is inverted now. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and write a line there with my Sharpie that's over here, right there. And you can see that, and you can see the amount of time that it took for this water to be absorbed and all that kind of stuff into the thing. So I'm going to put this back where it belongs. There you go. I'm going to do my Sharpie thing right here. That's pretty much the area. This is the water we started, and it's right there. And you saw the rate of absorption. The rope is in the sink right there. And if you want to make a real cool video of how it works and all that kind of stuff, this is the time that you'll be able to do it. You get the rope and you show all your friends, like, oh, look, all the water that absorbs and blah. Yeah, it's all wonderful. Okay. But again, this is not the way that you need it to work on your windshield. You want it to work really fast, etc., etc. So I'm going to put this guy here on the floor for a second. I already marked my cup here from Blumar, trusty brand here. So there it is. I'm going to go ahead and throw this out. I'm going to refill it to the brim, and I'm going to take out what I'm going to be selling to the market. Let me do it right now. Okay, so there we are again, and it's right there at the mark again, that mark. And because it's inverted, it looks taller, but it's not. When you see it level like this, it's pretty much at the mark. So let's go ahead and start with the product that I'm going to be selling. This material made of totally different material that is used by that other rope over there. So we put it in here like the other one. This one has also been washed 2 times. Oh, and by the way, the length is 6 feet long. They're both just as long. So we put them in there and we scoot them on down a little bit, little by little, like that. That way it's all in there. And then we're going to go ahead and put them here, and we see the bubbles. The bubbles right here rise to the surface real quick. Okay, so right there, you see the bubbles. All right, here we go. Okay, there are the bubbles. And I'm going to scoot it all the way down to the floor. Here it is. Okay, because I want it to, like, I'll raise it up like the other one. I want it to move, and all the air and whatever, I need it to be all the way to the floor. Yeah, like that. Okay. I need it to be all the way to the floor. I'm looking at the bubbles. The bubbles are going to be my thing of when am I going to stop pressing it down. Okay. So I'm going to raise it again here to the top and do the bubble thing again. And I can see that the bubbles have already stopped doing its thing. Here you are. I don't see bubbles anymore. Okay. Went by a lot faster. Okay. So now that the bubbles are pretty much gone, or pretty much like the other one, they're very, very, like 1 or 2 is like not of importance. You know, it's pretty much all did its job real quick. So now I'm going to go ahead and take this guy out of here and put him in the sink just like the other guy. Okay, put him out of here, and put him in the sink. There it is. So now we get this guy right here, and like the commercials and whatever, we do the same thing. It does the same thing. Holds pretty much about the same amount of water as the other one. Just the rate of absorbance is very different. So there is a material. It's right here. So if you can see right here, I'm going to go ahead and invert it, and then you can see. Okay, the previous one is at the black mark, and this one right here is right at the black mark. Half an ounce less is nothing that I want to show you. That's irrelevant. What I want to show you is that the material that I'm going to be using is going to be that material. Rate of absorbance is a lot faster. And although this material might be braided of several strands of this or that, people might misconstrue and say that it might absorb more or less. I just showed you in front right here that this material, however it's braided or not, and this material have the same absorption. Perhaps because the other one, the type of material that it is, the absorption rate is a lot slower. It floats at the top too long, and you have to push it many times, meaning to try and make it absorb. And that's the thing, once you put it on the dashboard and stuff like that, and if your water is placed on and it's looking for either to be absorbed or it'll find a weak area and go down, maybe that's what's going on with some of these things. Either way, I just want to show you, and I did show you, the material is right there. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be branding them with my brand. I don't want to borrow nobody else's brand or even materials and such. This material is very different. I already found several distributors. There are many in the market of the product, so that's pretty much what I wanted to show you this morning. Absorption is very, very, very similar. As far as all the way down, they consume the same amount of water. You can see it right there, no different, but the absorption rate is a lot faster. So when you put something on there and you put your water, you want it to be absorbed by the thing and to be held, not like the other one that takes a while to absorb, meaning that if your water rolls off and is looking for a little weak spot, it'll do that, and maybe it's been doing that, and that's why we have these reports of I roped it, I did this, and it's still shit going on. So that's all I want to show you guys. Have an awesome day.